All right, so let's take a look at getting started with the profile page so that we can perhaps edit a particular user whose we might know their ID. For instance, we'll need to be able to retrieve that one user, if we know their ID, and also be able to update that user, go back to the database and save any changes that the user might have made. Okay, so let's see how we could do that. All right, so first of all, we'll need to create a profile page. So let's do that. Let's create here a profile page. So let's create a directory, and this will be profile. And that profile, it will need a page here. Actually, let me just copy this template, and this will be profile template client. There we go. And that profile template, let's close all the other ones. Close others. That profile we'll still need the script, right? We'll still need jQuery. We'll still need the service, right? Because it's going to house all the the methods to find a user by ID, the methods also to update a user by ID. It's going to be there as well. So we're going to keep that. The control is going to be different, right? This is going to be profile controller, and this will be profile. And we don't need all these tables. So let's remove all those tables. All right, there we go. Oops. Well, let's make sure that we can navigate there. So this will be profile / profile template. Okay, so we're there, right? We are in the profile page, right? What we'd like to be able to put in here are a form where we can show a particular username, particular first name, last name, whatnot, for a user that already exists. Okay, so let's do that. Let's go to Bootstrap. And instead of creating the form myself, I'm just going to copy a nice snippet for that we can just reuse. Okay, components. Here, let's see if we can find some forms. There we go. So we have a couple forms here. So these forms are nice because they're already responsive, right? They already adapt to the size of the window. You don't have to recreate that from scratch. So let's just copy one of these forms, and let's just paste it in here. All right. So let's see what we got. Okay. So we got a form. And let's see if it's responsive. Let's make it bigger. It's not responsive. I guess I copied the wrong one. Where is the responsive forms here? Okay, read-only text. Are these it? I think this is it. Let me try this one. Okay, these are responsive. Notice that when they get too small, right? Notice that the left-hand side, right, turns into a vertical, from a horizontal to a vertical, right? There we go. So that it can be used on smaller screens. All right, awesome. And we got email and password in there already there. Okay. Plus, let's add a couple more. Is this password? Yeah. Okay. Let's add a couple more here. We'll need, let's see, we'll grab one of these for our username, for our first name. So this will be first name. Notice that this is a label, okay? This makes it a little bit easier to read. And notice that it has a for. See this for? This says that this label is for the following input field, okay? And the input field, notice that it has an ID right here. See that? So we're going to call that ID. We're going to call it first name. And so we're going to say for first name. Right? And it's not going to be of type password. It's just going to be of type text. Text is the default type. All right, so if you don't say the type, it'll default to text. And let's do one more. and this will be last name, so last name. And this will be last name as well, so last name, and last name. Okay, notice that adding these labels simplifies it in that if I click on the label, notice that the element, the input field is selected. Right, that's good practice. It just makes it easier if this is on a small screen, to make the size, the clickable area as big as possible, right? So that you don't have to like peck and try to find and click on that input field, right? If that input field is too small, you can also click on the label as well, right? Clicking on the label also activates the input field. If you don't have the for, if you do not have the for, then you don't get that click feature. Okay. All right. Great. So let's see. Let's now also add a button at the bottom that will allow us to actually either update this user. Right. So let's add a button to update. We can add it perhaps at the bottom. We can say button update. That's a pretty ugly button. Let's style it a little bit. We'll say that this is class equal BTN. That's a bootstrap class. We can paint it with a color. We can say BTN primary. So that'll be blue. And we can make it so that it extends the entire width of the page, so that on a phone or a small screen, right, we're increasing the area the touchable, the clickable area. All right, so we'll say BTN block. I think it's or large too. Right. So notice that it expands the entire width of the page. Okay. All right. There's also, you can do button large, button small, button medium, right, which will increase the size or decrease the size of the button as well. All right. Great. So let's see. These placeholders are wrong, right? So this is first name. Can't type today. All right, so we need to go fetch the user. All right, so let's assume we already know the user. I think they were started like 2, 12, 22 or something like that. We need to go fetch the user, right? So again, one place to put that is to put that in the user service, right? And we will do that next.